Canada. So, are you guys okay if you stay in two heads, or would you like me to wait until you'll finish the trinomial binomial cubes?
I'm good.
You're good. You don't have JJ's not likely to say, "Oh yeah, Stephen, start something else. I'm up for it." She's like, "No, I'm engaged." See how frustrating it is? I want to teach something. These guys don't want to learn it. I want to do something else.
You can always explain to me
You shouldn't have shown
What's that called, cubes?
the cubes just while we're doing it.
I didn't explain anything to you, but you got it in the end.
But I kind of don't understand why it's not.
She's just like,
Sick.
Okay. Well, you see, the thing is, it's all cool. I can't just show you the cool bits first, because it's all cool. This is going to just absolutely generate years and years of your education experience. True or not? When we get to square rooting, would you like to teach them square rooting? Shall I do an intro and then you just take a group that wants to work on it? How does that sound?
I'm putting it on YouTube.
Jess, you up to that?
Thanks.
A little bit of confidence. You have B-Ed after your name, after all. Anyway, we're going to introduce these guys here. You're going to recognise so many things immediately. We're in a different chapter. Don't think about this as the same at the moment. You'll see a connection later, but just at the moment. What do you recognise?
The colours.
Colours means?
units.
Automatically. Don't you, as a Montessori brain, just want to go, this is unit tens and this is hundreds. Yes?
Yeah.
You're right. And in this game, these are unit tens and hundreds. This is called the peg board, because those are pegs and this is a board. No.
Board is yellow.
Why is it brown? All right. I want you to think of numbers. If I tell you this number, what number have I put in? This number is 1. This number is 2. This number is 3. This number is 4. Is everybody comfortable with that? But I actually could make that into a square, couldn't I? I could make 4 into a square. Could I make 5 into a square?
No.
Not really, hey? Could I make 6 into a square?
Rectangles?
Yeah, but I want a square.
No.
No, it doesn't work?
No.
So 6 actually is a nice triangle number. You can see that there. What about 7? Can I make a square of 7?
No.
Can I make a square of 8? 8? No. Yes?
No.
No, not quite. But could I make a square of 9?
Yes.
If I put it here, I've got a square of 9. Is that cool? Everyone's cool with square of 9? What's the next square that I'm going to come across, please?
No. 16.
Got it! Excellent! And what is the square that gives me 16? What number gives me the square of 16? Can you see that I have 4 along one side? Can you see there are 4 along that side and actually 4 along that side? Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Where have I seen this before? There are at least 2 cases that you can think of.
The B.
The bead chains and multiplication bead bars. Remember that? So they can do. Are you comfortable this is 4 squared? This equals how much?
16
16.
units.
What's 16 units? And what's the next one I'm looking for?
25.
25, which is the same as
5
squared. Is everyone good with this? So for introducing this, the child doesn't need to know all the squares, but it's helpful. It's about the same level they're at. How old is the child?
6. Oh.
They could be 6 intellectually, but there just isn't time to get everything done. This is why we really, really want to help them grow through. So this is 25. You're all good with that?
Yep.
All right. I wonder if you could recognise this number here. What is this number?
12.
12? Is everyone comfortable with that as 12?
Yep.
I wonder, this looks a little bit like a square here, this blue, right? Yeah? That's a square by itself. I wonder what else I could do. I'm actually going to make 12. 12, what do we say? I wonder if anyone could tell me what number I have created in just one moment. Remembering the red was what?
Hundreds,
And the blues are,
tens,
and greens are.
units.
So this is 100. How many tens have we got? How many green units have we got? 4. So that's 144.
44.
This is a square built on what number?
12 times 12.
What's 12 squared?
144.
Hey, that's 144, and that's 12 squared. True?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if anyone knows their 13 times table.
No.
7 plus 1.
I'll tell you a really easy way of working it out, and I'm about to tell you a really easy way of working it out. Can you see that this number that I'm creating at the moment, just ignoring these over here, is what number squared? How long along the bottom? How many along the bottom?
13.
13. How many along this side?
13.
13 times 13 equals?
169.
169. 1 10, 6, 100, 6 tens, and 9 units. Is
Oh my
anyone good with
goodness.
that? 169. Yeah.
It's
She's
so
gonna hit me.
easy.
By the end of today, she's going to hit me because there's a lot of this. This is where you're really going, guys, just teach me properly when you teach me. I'm actually doing this best for Shannon's viewpoint, okay? Because the top left is where we start the square, okay?
Yep.
So this is the best order. Now, this is 13 squared. What is 14 squared? Tell you how to work it out. 13 squared. Hey! Oh, cool. We've got so many people. Hey. All I'm going to do down this side is I'm going to add 13. Can you see that? I'm going to take 13 squared. I'm going to add 13 down here. Are you all comfortable with me doing that?
Yes.
But I've only done it on one side and it doesn't look like a square anymore.
No.
Therefore, I'm going to add 13 again. Yes?
100.
And I've added 13. Now there's always, when I'm growing a square, I have in the corner a square. I must put in a square. And in this case it's a 1. So I added in 13, I added in 13, and I added in 1. True?
Yes.
So 169 is what it was before, plus 13 plus 13 plus 1 gives me this new number. True? So you can take any square, n squared
100.
plus 2n, this is n and n, plus 1 gives you n plus 1 squared. Okay, they taught it to you very appallingly in school. So if I start off with n, the square of n, right? And I want to grow to find out what the square of n plus 1 is. Yes? And all I need to do, and you probably are familiar, just move your coffee. I start off with a square of n. I want to grow it so that it's n plus 1 all squared, okay? So I want to take my normal square and make it a little bit bigger. True?
Mm-hmm.
All I need to do is to take my n squared, add 2n, i.e. 1n and another n, and 1 on the end. Now you were taught in a ridiculous way, like this.
I don't think I realised that what we're doing is
Oh my
growing
God,
squids.
no.
I had no idea that's what it was.
It was just working out some
Yeah.
silly equation. Yeah.
Okay? Yes.
Can we just replace the n with the number 13, just so I can get a better, just,
13 squared.
yeah, which is,
169.
yes,
13 puis 1, ça veut dire 14 square. Square?
Au cube?
No, squared.
No, yeah. Au carré.
Okay.
What is the word?
Hello. Is the same as 13 squared plus 2 times 13 plus 1. True? Yes.
Yes.
Everyone good with that? 13 squared is 169 plus 2 times 13 is 26 plus 1 is 27. Let's add that 1 across here. 170 add 196.
yes,
Yes? What have we got there?
196.
We've got 16 units. We've got 8 tens and we've got 100. 1 10, 8 tens and 16 units is 96, so it's 196.
Thank you.
Got it? Ooh, I wonder how I'm going to get to 15 squared. What do I have to do to this to make it 15 squared?
So 15 at the bottom.
No. What am I going to add on? It's 14 squared at the moment.
Okay, so you're going to add on
14.
14, yes.
Boom, and?
14
Boom,
and 1.
Oh, what's 14 plus 14 plus 1?
29. No, 20.
I'm adding on 14. You guys got it?
Yeah. So we can literally just add 29 to 196 and then we'll
Go on then.
get our
Go on
answer.
then. 29 to 196. Take off 4 because you need 4 to get to the 200. So you're only adding on 25. And what are you going to get to? Oh, 25. That's cool.
225.
And what do you think the square of 15 might be?
225.
You going to put money on it?
Yes.
I've added on 14. I added on 14. Now I'm adding on 1. True?
Yes.
Yeah? Can you see how that binomial pattern that you're so used to now, after 2.5 minutes introduction, got it?
Yep.
This is 5 squared, therefore this is?
225.
This 5 squared is?
Oh, 25,
Thank
yes.
you. How many tens have I got? 5 tens there, 5 tens there, that's 10 tens. This is 100 plus 10 tens, that's another 100, that's 200, 225.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah? All good. But it gets more exciting. We are only doing a 2-digit square. This is only 15 squared. We want to pump up the ante. We want to beef it up a little, don't we?
Yeah.
Don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah! Yeah! We talked about climax before. Let's do it! Let's do it. It's all getting a bit lewd, isn't it? The splitting maths thing. I just turned a gentle shade of pink as I can too. Anyway, we'll cope.
Might want to beat that out. And just cut.
Yeah, you know where your friends are. 312 is the square I want to make. 300, what is the square of 312? Is everybody good with me writing that like that as 312?
Yes.
But a square, it's got to be the same on 2 sides, so it's going to build it across here. Where else do I have to build it?
Down.
Up there, okay, cool. So can you see that I now have 312 as my base, okay? But I've got to have a square in this corner. See, it's already made for me, so I need to have that as a square. Now these two guys have got to be blue because think about your trinomial pattern. Can you see that shape there? I've got to have a square here and then 2 oblongs there. I've got to have a square here. These are 10s. This one has to be what? What colour does this have to be?
Blue.
This one has to be what colour?
Oh, red.
Red. Please think checkerboard. These are all the same value all the way across.
Oh, yes, okay.
Okay, can you see checkerboard coming through? See how it all fits together? It's rather special. So these are hundreds here because these have to be oblongs. Can you see my oblongs over there? Rectangles. Can you see my rectangles? Yes. Jolly good, jolly good. Now, so far so good, right? Can you see this pattern? Boom, boom.
Yep.
Boom, 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 boom. Now I need the next hierarchy. What's the next hierarchy after 100?
Thousands.
Thousands, yes. And this one is only going to be like this. We're asking a child to find out what is the square, at the moment just what the square of 312 is. I'm going to need another hierarchy. What's the next hierarchy up after
10,000.
10,000? What colour is that?
Blue.
Blue. I'm just saying that the answer to this sum, when I take 312 and I square it, I'm just thinking that it might be something to do with 9 lots of 10,000, which is 90,000, 6 lots of 1,000, which is 6,000, so that's 96,000 so far. These guys are all hundreds, and I've got 6 and 6 and 12
So
is 13. 13, so it's 97,312. 344. Just putting it out there. Can everyone see that?
Just like that.
Just like that. Now you can see this in here. Can you see this? But can you also see the checkerboard? Whew. Cool. You always need to follow this pattern. When I first started out, we were just doing units. It says U times U. What does that mean?
Unit times
Units times units. Cool. So this one was the second one I did. Remember I did 12. U times T is units times tens. 10 times units and tens times 10. You've got that? So we needed that pattern, right? And then the third iteration. Are we keeping up? Are we keeping you up?
No.
Can you see I've got the same pattern there? That this, you always have a square down this diagonal. That the colours are always, that the blue is always in between the red and the green. Always. Yeah. What's 312 squared, anyone?
97,000.
344. Anyone a calculator? If you want to be right, if right is important to you.
It's all right. We don't need to check.
So is maths not about getting it right?
No. But if you do it right, then your answer will be right. So,
This is
self-correcting.
profound, guys. This is profound. There's a whole country of teachers that would disagree with you. That maths is not about getting it right. Maths is about humiliating children and putting them down and making them feel bad about the rest of their lives because they didn't get it right, rather than celebrating the success of their getting it wrong. Would you agree with me? Generations of people have been destroyed through absolutely poor maths teaching.
Well, if they get it wrong, it gives them another chance to go back and try again and try again and try
And
again.
understand it. If they get it right, they don't understand it. This is the big granddaddy. Woo! What do you think this one says? It says third times third.
Thousands times thousand.
Squared 1,000.
These are thousands times thousands, which comes to what? Because you know it's green, it has to be a 1, right? It has to be
Yeah.
1, because it's green. You always come back to that safety net. Use these when you're doing it, because when you first start, this can get really confusing, hey? Yep. That's just squaring. I'm going to introduce square rooting now, just because we're on a roll. But just you don't obviously present square rooting until at least 8 or 9. You wouldn't want a child too young to be doing
I
it.
just have a question. So when you were laying out your hundreds, tens, and units, you went down. You went
I
down.
started across.
Yes, and then you went down from your units. Why didn't you do it from your hundreds? I know we always start in the left-hand corner.
Think
but-
about growing the cube that way. It's easiest. You start off with this one.
Yeah.
Then you do this one. And then you do this one.
But then in numbers we move from left to right. So why wouldn't the reds be where the green ones are?
But does it?
Am I making sense?
It's when I'm sitting here looking at it, this says 312. 312, doesn't it? That says to you 312.
Yeah.
I read it across like that. When I turn it around like that, you can see 312. So that's cool.
Yes.
But it would still work no matter where we put it.
Would
In
it?
the
Stay with this
corner.
format. It's
Yeah.
the easiest because this follows the checkerboard format, which
Yeah.
you're used to.
But
The
it
green
would,
is the
it
bottom.
would still work, yeah?
Is it a different value if I do this?
No.
Does it? Have I changed the value? If I hold it above my head? Yeah, you're right. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
If I wanted to, this was 312. If I wanted to say, oh, I'm bored with squaring 312 now. I want to square 2,312. Can I do that? 2,000. So all I've got to do is put this in, right? That makes it 2,000. Yeah? If I do it this side, I've got to do it to this side because we're in 2 dimensions, not just in 1. Yes?
Yes.
And therefore, what needs to go here?
Green.
A couple of
Green,
greens?
yes.
Yep. And then you imagine I put a couple of greens up there. Yep.
And then the next one.
Would I put the 2 here?
Green, yeah.
Yep. What happens next?
And then blue.
Because?
It's the next hierarchy
So
down.
these are like 10,000s, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then I could work out, what was it going to be? 2,312 divided by, 2,312 squared. And then
red.
Where are we up to? Can you guys all see? If I put it this way, can you see what we've done? We've now done this blue layer here. Yeah? So what's next?
Red.
You really need to spend some time just sitting with this and really enjoying it. It's the sort of thing you're going to get a much bigger buzz out of by doing. And kids use this board all the time. Through, lady?
It's a pivots and centre.
Yeah, that's true. Jess is doing a practicum at Mauraki in the next few weeks, so it's exciting. Just from up of her, it's pack 6, so she'll be out there. Sandy will be over in Huapai, so when you guys go visiting, you might go and visit her. Hey, what goes here?
Green.
And when I say green, what value am I talking about?
Million.
Millions of
These are millions, these guys. Yep. All right. Well, you've recognised what happens next, and you'll tell me where you've seen it before. We know that this is a square, right? We know that whatever it actually adds up to is the square of 2,312. True? We know that. I'm going to break it down now. You recognise these puddles before. Where have we seen these?
the test tube.
Division test tubes. This is units. Can you see that I've got units in there?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. This is tens. Can you see I'm putting all the tens into here? Yeah? I'm just doing it backwards so that you can, when I do it forwards, you'll understand what I'm doing. That's all. So I'm picking a random number. I happen to pick this number because I've got it laid out. I could have picked any number. It's more satisfying when it's like this. Okay. So I'm putting all of the, what value are these?
100.
Hundreds. I'm putting all the hundreds together. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Good. So whatever 4,000 cubed is, what was it? 2,312 squared. Now this is slightly artificial. Actually, I shouldn't really do this because I've got more than 10 in here. I should really exchange them all up. Yeah. Can you do that? If you've got a 10, you can exchange them. Can you do the same for me, please? Now these are 10,000s. It's really important that we get them, put them back in the right sort of order. What are you going to exchange that for? These are what? These are thousands, and you're going to get a 10,000. Would you give her a 10,000? And you've got 10,000s, and you're going to exchange for?
100,000.
No, I need the
100,000.
blue one.
Oh, you need the blue one now.
No, it goes in.
No, it goes in. Shannon has it in.
Okay, you can put it in here.
Shannon
has it in the
blue.
Okay, now can I put that into
Oh,
that
right.
one because it doesn't go in there anymore?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it goes in. You're right.
There we go.
Cool. Does everyone recognise? Is that more than 10? Would you mind doing that? Would you just check that? Thank you. Well, now we're going to find out what the actual answer is. The answer when I take 2,312, is that 2,312? When I square it, the answer is, what are you putting away? Which ones are they?
They were 100,000.
Yes, 100,000.
I
You
need
can
a
say 10, 100,000,
for
and you
1
can get
million.
1 million. Please put that in. You got it. Yeah, and yours were?
They were
Hundreds, and you need to put it in 1,000.
Yeah.
So the answer when I take 2,312 is, and I square it, comes to 5,345,344. Is everybody good with that? Yeah? We've got an answer? Yep.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to ask myself the question, what is the biggest square I can make? And because I'm in 2 dimensions, you'll do all this with cubing in a minute. I'm going to put them into groups of 2 because I'm in 2 dimensions. Can you see how I've done that in groups of 2? Because I've ultimately got to share them out in 2 dimensions. 7 squared is
49.
49. Can you see single digits squared turn into double digits, right? So this is like a single digit would be like this, all the way up to what's 9 squared?
63.
81.
Oh,
So
81.
a single digit is going to have up to a double digit answer. Okay. a double digit is going to have up to a 4-digit answer. It'll be 3 or 4-digit answer, which is why I've cut them up. Okay, so how many have I got in here?
5 million.
5 million. What's the biggest square I can make out of 5?
A 4
4?
million.
Actually, does anyone here have any idea how to square root before we do all this? Have you any idea how you get square root?
I don't know the process behind it, but I know you can put the calculator.
Just put in a calculator. That's right, that's all you were taught at school.
Yeah.
What a rip-off! They'd spend all that time teaching us multiplication, they don't teach us the cool stuff. All right, what do I do now? I want to distribute this. It's sort of like division, isn't it? I want to divide it into sort of 2 lots, is that right? What do you reckon? Could you give me, I'm going to give you 1 million. Will you be able to give me 10 hundred thousands? Would you be able to do that? Yeah. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
And actually, Pat, you just saw me undoing this a few seconds ago, but we're talking through it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, it doesn't fit in this bucket, does it?
No.
It's the wrong bucket. It needs to go in there. Over. So, all I need to do is practice building up. Is it fair?
No.
Is that fair? No. Can I continue?
Yes.
Right. You can do some. Now we have to be a little bit careful here because we're going to build up in so many different colours. Just stop for a minute. Put that in. We could keep building out the red, but we don't know that that's going to be accurate because we have to keep making it a square on the way down. So on the way down, I'm going to put this one in 2, 3, 4. You see what's happened now? I've actually run out of, what sort of categories are these?
10,000.
I've run out of 10,000. So if you put in any more in there, I'm going to need you to give me some more 10,000, so we're going to have to exchange one.
Okay.
Does this make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Can I have 10,000s, please? Make it easy. You see, you've got to build up the square. We don't have enough, but fortunately, would you like to put them up for me?
Yeah.
So we have to keep those two,
Oh, okay.
all good so far? What's going to happen next? Have you got any more reds to divide up?
No, that's why.
We're all finished now? Yeah? So what happens next? Go for yours. You put your 2 up. Put 2 here. 1. But we can't just leave 2 there. We're going to have to fill in down here. What colour goes here? Can you do the thousands? 3,000. According to our chart, does everyone understand our chart here? Yeah. You can see the important to have done the checkerboard because it's so.
I change this without it.
We're going to need to, aren't we? That would be good. You're going to give her some thousands, is that right?
Do I need it? Oh, you
I
exchanged your one.
Yeah, I've got one left.
Thank you.
So you finished now?
Yes.
Turn that one up. This was 10,000.
10,000, yeah.
Cool. Let's do, what do I need in here? What colour?
Red. No, yes. Yeah, you need a red.
Nice.
And then I can keep going. Up here. No.
Yes?
Yeah.
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 Can you see that? Can you see what you need? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. First of all, put one in this end,
Oh,
and then put on that end, yes. And
And
then
then, yeah.
stop. Now, reconsider your options. You've just done that green line. What's the next line we're going to do?
Red.
Okay, do the reds now.
Oh, could I please exchange one? We're on thousands for 1,000.
Really important to keep using that language. First aim is obviously you understand the purpose of the material and you know how to do it yourself. Then you've got to practice doing it yourself, and then you've got to be able to teach somebody else. People getting pretty near full. I'll stop presenting for a bit. You guys take up. Give yourself a 10-minute break, and we will then just keep the morning going. If you feel like a break now, grab it. If you don't, we're just going to keep on going. So there won't be a full-on break today. You just take 10 minutes or however long you want, whenever you want, which is how Montessori classroom actually works. Just a young thing, coffee-wise. Coffee! What do we... Yep. What comes next? You've got any more greens?
Yes.
What was the answer, Emma?
Oh no,
Oh.
this was something different. Sorry.
Different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
She had a mishap on the way to.
I dumped into a car on the way to uni this morning. Yeah.
Your car is
That
just...
by
not-
20. That's ridiculous.
No, it's fine. She just took her car to the mechanic, but hopefully insurance will cover it all. But I need to call.
God.
God, I've got to pay my son's insurance. £1,300, which is almost $4,000 in England, just to insure.
And they have to. It's illegal not to have insurance, isn't it? Is that right? Yeah.
And because he's under 25.
Remember, you're equal sharing. So next to those last greens you put down, you put 2 more greens on the side, 2 more
Well, hang
greens
on, no, we
on.
haven't finished the screen. What
Oh.
colours do you need?
Because we just did red, so
Blue.
it becomes blue.
Blue. Remember the answer was something about 2,312? Do you remember at the back of your mind? Yeah, keep going. What colour do you need now?
Green.
Green. Yep.
But I've got these ones.
Are they?
Yeah, it's okay. You've got another whole stripe to go. Okay, now do the thousands first. Yep.
Oh, it's serious. I need to
You
look.
should have 4. Have you got 4?
I got 4.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
10 days I did that. Okay.
No. How disappointing.
Yeah, that's one. Okay, and then, oh, yes.
And 2 by 2,
How big is your shoe?
which is a 1, 2, 3.
Last 3.
Yay! And so that's that bigger. Yeah. So that relates to that.
Done.
High five.
Nice.
Not that I did anything, but well done.